Hey guys, hope everybody's doing amazing. It's been a while since I've been live on my page. It's been at least a couple of weeks. So today, what I want to talk about is the top causes of fibroids or ovarian cysts. Okay, and the reason why I want to talk about that is because a lot of people, a lot of women in general, don't understand where these things come from. Okay, it could be for lots of reasons, but I want to talk about the top causes of fibroids or ovarian cysts. And I'm in some fibroid groups, and I keep hearing people just say, "Oh, it's genetic. It's genetic." And though your genetics may make you more predisposed to, fibroids, ovarian cysts, and other reproductive health issues, that does not mean that just because something is genetic does not automatically mean that you're going to get it. Okay, so what tends to happen a lot of times when things are considered genetic, what's really running in our families is our bad habits. But we just, I think a lot of people just don't understand that, we have more control than we think when it comes to things that are genetic. So if something's genetic, like for example, like let's say high blood pressure is genetic, fibroids are genetic. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to get it. Like if I'm over here eating healthy, I'm working out, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, then I'm not going to get it, right? So just because something's genetic does not mean that you're going to get it. So it's the same thing with these reproductive health issues, with fibroids, with ovarian cysts. Just because it's genetic does not mean you necessarily have to have it. Fibroids is genetic in my family. My sister is also very healthy. One of my sisters is also very healthy, plant-based, just like me. And she has not gotten it. She has not gotten fibroids. She's never had fibroids. Because when she saw I was dealing with it, that was her cue to straighten up, she was already eating healthy before, but she started really eating healthy once she saw what I was going through when I had fibroids. Okay, so let's not just brush these things off like, oh, it's genetic. And that means, there's nothing I can do about it. That's not true. And I keep hearing the same things over and over again in these fibroid groups. I think you guys, when it comes to these fibroid groups, you definitely don't want to listen too much to what they say. Most of them, unless they're talking about holistic health or holistic healing and shrinking your fibroids naturally, a lot of them are coming from a lot of negative beliefs, limited beliefs, and think that there's nothing they can do about their fibroids but, complain and get surgery. That's it. And I'm telling you, that's not the case, because I was in these groups before years ago when I was going through what I was going through, and a ton of horrible advice and a ton of horrible negative beliefs in these groups. So just be very careful. If they're not talking about holistic healing, if they're not talking about shrinking your fibroids naturally, I would just leave the group if they're not talking about that. They're just talking about surgery and oh my God, I'm going through all this, and not talking about solutions to help them, alleviate their symptoms, then there's no point in being in that group. So yeah. And, but anyway, hey everybody, let me do a quick intro. We're gonna get started on the top causes of fibroids or ovarian cysts. My name is Sasha. For those that are maybe watching, maybe here for the first time, maybe you're a new follower or friend, hi, welcome to my page. Okay, my name is Sasha, and I'm a holistic womb and wellness coach. What I do is I help women who are struggling with reproductive health issues, womb health issues. I help them engage in everyday healthy habits in order to heal their wombs and their bodies, okay? So I love what I do. My superpower is helping women just overcome infertility, also shrink their fibroids, heal ovarian cysts, endometriosis, heavy bleeding, PCOS, all those issues when it comes to the womb, when it comes to womb health. I've gone on. Hi, Nicey, how are you? First time, yay. Happy that you're here to join me, yay. If you're watching me live, hashtag live. And if you're watching the replay, definitely hashtag replay. I forgot to mention that. And don't forget to share the live, ladies. Also, I've been able to help many women not just overcome infertility, also shrink their fibroids, heal from PCOS, endometriosis, ovarian cysts, as well as decrease their heavy monthly bleeding, as well as regulate their menstrual cycles, and even get rid of health issues such as IBS, such as high blood pressure, high cholesterol, pre-diabetes, and the list really goes on, acid reflux. So list goes on. It's been so many health issues I've been able to help women cure, and I've been blessed to be able to do what I do and to really teach women that we can empower ourselves when it comes to our health. When it comes to our health, we can empower ourselves and put the health back into our hands. We don't have to rely so much on Western medicine, because Western medicine could be very limiting, okay, and what they could do for us. We can heal our bodies, okay? I'm not telling you not to listen to them at all, but we can heal our bodies from the inside out. Anything you can heal, it doesn't matter what it is. I'm a true believer in that. I've seen that not only, with my clients, in my own life, of things that people said I could not heal unless I had surgery. So Very, very passionate about what I do. Very, very passionate about helping women. Very, very passionate about weight loss, wellness, of course, womb health, because it's very important. If you do not have a healthy womb, you don't have a healthy body, okay? So that is what I do. Hey, ladies. Hey, ladies. So hope that you guys are doing good. So I'm going to talk about the top causes of fibroids or ovarian cysts, okay? So number one, we're gonna get straight to it. I don't want this video to be too long. Number one, and if you guys have a question, feel free to ask me, okay? Number one is estrogen dominance, okay? And if you've been following me for a while, you know that I always talk about estrogen dominance, but I'm gonna talk a little bit about it on here. So when you have elevated levels of estrogen in your body, that is what estrogen dominance means. Estrogen dominance means that you have elevated estrogen in your body in relation to the progesterone in your body. So your progesterone is too low and your estrogen is too high. Okay, so 75% of women have estrogen dominance. 75%. So it's very, very, very common. It's one of the most common hormonal imbalances in women. Okay, so if you have any of these health issues I'm about to read off, then you have estrogen dominance. If you have fibroids, by default, you have estrogen dominance. If you have ovarian cysts, PCOS, endometriosis, even autoimmune disorders such as lupus and rheumatoid arthritis, you have estrogen dominance. If you have breast cancer, because that's an estrogen-dependent cancer, that's a hormonal-dependent cancer as well, then you have estrogen dominance. And that's where it can lead to if things get out of hand, if things get really bad. If you also have infertility as well, allergies, uterine cancer, increased blood clotting, that's all estrogen dominance, okay? That's just to name a few. The root cause of that is estrogen dominance. So it's very, very common. It's even common in men as well, you know, because men, you know, a lot of men, especially black men, go through prostate cancer, you know, that's estrogen dominance. So I want to also explore the signs and the symptoms of estrogen dominance. I'm going to name a few so you can know, you know, just how common estrogen dominance is. It's very, very common, unfortunately, in women. And it can be reversed. So don't worry. If you have it, don't worry too much because it can be reversed. But I just want to let you guys know how common it is and how a lot of the symptoms from estrogen dominance have been normalized. That's why a lot of times we don't know something's wrong because a lot of these symptoms are so normalized, okay? Breast tenderness, bloating, you know, when you're dealing with water retention, when you're dealing with fibrocystic breasts, decreased libido, yeast infections and BV, mood swings, depression, anxiety. These are some signs and symptoms of estrogen dominance. Irritability, cold hands and feet, thinning of the hair or like the edges, you know, irregular cycles. So irregular cycles, if you're dealing with heavy cycles, then you definitely by default, that's a sure sign of estrogen dominance. If you're dealing with, you know, irregular cycles, that's a sign of, by default, you know, definitely a sign of estrogen dominance. You know, prolonged menstrual cycles longer than like 4 days, that's a sign of estrogen dominance, okay? So, like I said, a lot of things have been normalized. You know, a lot of these things have been normalized. So another thing that's a sign, a few other signs is having anything wrong with your thyroid dysfunction. That's definitely a sign. You have a sluggish metabolism. You know, that's definitely a sign of a hormonal imbalance and estrogen dominance, which is estrogen dominance. Insomnia as well. A lot of people don't know that. That is a sign of estrogen dominance. You know, having skin issues such as like eczema, rashes, you know, heavy acne, that's a sign as well. Vaginal dryness, you know, issues with your gallbladder, headaches and migraines, infertility, breast cancer, and other hormone dependent cancers such as ovarian cancers and endometrial cancer. Okay, so those are all signs of estrogen dominance in the body. And the reason why I always say this, I always tell you guys I don't recommend surgery for your fibroids because you're not dealing with the root cause of the problem, which is estrogen dominance. That's one of the root causes of fibroids. So if you have fibroids, you have excess estrogen in your body. Okay, so that's why I always say do not have surgery if you're dealing with fibroids because you're not getting to the root of the problem. What's the point? All right, that's why fibroids reoccur after surgery. There's people that's had it 3-4 times, you know, that's had these fibroid surgeries. So it's just, all it does is, you know, help you manage the symptoms for a little bit and that's it. Also, excess estrogen can really wreak havoc on your body. So it's very serious, ladies. You know, even though it's very common, it can get really bad when you don't address it, when you don't work on trying to reverse it, when you don't work on trying to get, eliminate those excess estrogens out of your system. Okay, it can even lead to high blood pressure, which most people, unfortunately, especially in the Black community, have. It can also lead to insulin resistance and diabetes. Okay, so estrogen dominance is it means that, like I said, your liver is not doing its job, in order to efficiently get rid of the excess toxins, the excess hormones, So now we're dealing with compromised liver, compromised organs. Hormonal imbalance, like I said, it can wreak havoc on your entire body. Not even just your menstrual cycle, your health in general, okay? So it's not something you want to take lightly. It's something that you want to do the work to reverse, okay? So put the changes in place in order to reverse, all right? So my second cause of fibroids or ovarian cysts, poor diet. Poor diet, okay? I know this is probably something a lot of people don't want to hear, but your diet sucks, okay? Fibroid development is linked to higher estrogen levels, okay? If you have, like I just read off, estrogen dominance, if you have fibroids or ovarian cysts, you have higher estrogen levels in your body than you're supposed to have. It's off balance. So the foods that you're eating are contributing to your body's estrogen levels, okay? So if you're eating foods that are going to increase your estrogen, then you increase your chances of developing fibroids, even if you don't have it right now, or making your fibroids grow bigger, because these things can grow, and that's why I always put the awareness out there, because women think that just because their fibroids aren't giving them trouble now does not mean it's not going to give them trouble in the future. If you're not actively trying to shrink your fibroids, then what's going to happen is they're just going to grow if you continue doing the things that, caused you to have the fibroids in the first place, okay? So it's no joke, ladies. It's no joke. All right, make sure you guys are sharing this live, because this is, like I said, there's not enough awareness out there when it comes to fibroids. It is something that affects over 70% of women, about 80 to 90% of Black women, and the average person doesn't even know much about fibroids. When I ask people, like, do you know, they're like, I don't know anything about fibroids. I'm like, it's something that affects so many women. So it's just crazy to me. So the awareness needs to be out there, okay? And anyway, also diets high in meat and dairy, okay? They do increase the levels of estrogen in your body. It's not just meat and dairy, it's other things as well, but meat and dairy is one of the main things, okay? I know people don't want to hear that, but it is what it is. And I'm not over here pushing veganism on you. I'm not trying to push veganism on you, because vegans can be unhealthy too, as well. But you have to know the truth, these foods are increasing the levels of estrogen in your body. Okay, and a lot of people, if they look at what they eat, that's mostly what they're eating, meat and dairy. Meat and dairy are linked to increase, risk of, for women that don't even have fibroids, meat and dairy are linked to, increased risk of developing fibroids in the future. If you have a diet that's heavy in meat and dairy, and you don't have fibroids or any reproductive health issues, then you're at risk for developing them in the future, okay? So, and they also, like I said, make fibroids grow a lot larger for people that have fibroids and that are eating these things, constantly in their diet. Okay, I know some people clicked up when I said that, but it's okay. I know it's not what you guys want to hear, but it's the truth, okay? So, it's the truth. It is what it is, that you can do the research. These things, when you're dealing with hormones, these things are hormonal things. You're putting them in your body. They're messing up with your own body's natural hormones. It is what it is. So I also want to say this. Number 3 is a poorly functioning liver. Okay. I talked about a poorly functioning liver, and I'm going to do a video training tomorrow on, liver detoxing when you have fibroids or ovarian cysts. So if you're not in my Facebook group, go ahead and get in my Facebook group, because that video is going to be in my Facebook group, okay? So if you want to get in my Facebook group, you can just put Facebook group in the comments, and what I'll do is I'll send you the link to join. Just make sure you answer the membership questions. But if you have fibroid, and I'm also going to teach you guys how to detox your liver tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you have fibroids or ovarian cysts, you by default, you have a liver that's not working efficiently. Okay, your liver is responsible for, it's like your body's master detoxifier. Sorry, it's responsible for detoxifying your body. Detoxifying the excess waste and not just excess waste, toxins, excess hormones, excess estrogens, all that stuff, right? So if you're dealing with if you're dealing with fibroids, that means you have excess estrogen, that means you have hormonal imbalances, then your liver ain't doing what it's supposed to be doing, because you've probably overloaded it with so much junk that it's like, it's not working at its full potential, okay, which is very dangerous. You don't want that to continue, okay? The job of the liver is to break down and eliminate excess hormones, and which is essential for your hormonal balance. And I always say that, okay, nicely, I got you. Your hormones being in balance is so important. It's so important to your overall health as a woman. It's so important your hormones are responsible for everything in your body. So if your hormones are in balance, it's going to literally affect your health, your happiness, your mood. Your hormones have an effect on everything, okay? So it's important for you to strive for, hormonal health, for your hormones to be in balance. So when you are dealing with, a compromised liver, your liver isn't healthy. It's not filtering the way it's supposed to filter. It's not, so what's going to happen is those excess hormones, those excess toxins are being reabsorbed back into your body, right, in a much more harmful form. And that's where you get these health issues such as fibroids, PCOS, and other health issues as well. So this is very dangerous, so it's very important that your liver, you do what you have to do to get your liver to function at its full capacity, okay? So if you are interested in hearing more about liver health and how to detoxify your liver, if you have fibroids or ovarian cysts, then go ahead and put a Facebook group in the comments, and what I'll do is I'll send you the link to join my Facebook group, okay? Because I'm going to go over that training tomorrow and teach you guys how to detoxify your liver. It's very, very important, okay? So also, number 4, let's talk about hair relaxers, okay?